Steve here with RV to Cycle. It's not a question of if, but when. When will your battery need to be replaced? That interests you? Hang on. Needed tools include regular wide blade screwdrivers, one short and one long. One small Phillips head screwdriver, number 2 Phillips head. You'll also need a deep 13mm socket, as well as a socket wrench and one 10mm open end wrench. First thing we need to do is to access the battery, and that's done by reaching through the floor mat here, pulling it back, knocking my light around, and then we'll come down here and you can see we have one latch that is hand operated. Just turn it, and then you have one here that requires a regular screwdriver, and we peel back the mat, we find that we have even more. You can see they all require that flat blade screwdriver except for this one. Raise the back of the panel and pull it toward rear vehicle to extract tabs from retention slots circled in yellow, and then gently pull the panel out the door. It is a 13mm. First thing we want to do is to disconnect the negative terminal. That's the black one. And to do it, we're going to open this plastic looking thing. I'm not sure if it's plastic or metal, but to open it, we just push out toward the passenger side door. Just like this. Makes a lot of noise. You could lose a finger. Makes a lot of noise. And then it's still a little bit snug, so we're gonna put the screwdriver right down in this gap, like this, from this angle, and twist it back and forth just a little bit, and what that does is it opens the gap. It makes it a little bit wider so that you can get it off. And I'm still not wide enough, so you can see I'm putting some pretty good oomph on it. Seriously. Huh. Well, that's supposed to bring it right on off.
Maybe it went too far. Maybe push the lever more open.
No, I mean, that's it, dear.
Alrighty. Everybody's always said this is not an easy thing to do.
Well, it's really not that complicated.
No, complicated, no. But
what I need is I need my little short, stubby, regular Phillips, a regular screwdriver.
Maybe you just pull straight up.
Which is under the, okay, you can see it moving a little bit now. There we go. Okay, so a wide blade, shorter screwdriver would make this much easier. See the difference? This will easily go down in there, and it has a wide blade as well. And we're just going to put this out of the way over here. And why am I doing that? Because when I get the new battery to put in, I'm going to need all the room here I can get. The next thing we have to do is we have to take this red plastic thing off. And to do that, you want to pull these two ears back toward the driver's door and then lift up, just like this. And you do it, if you got to do it carefully. If you can't easily do it, that means something's stuck and you just need to kind of regroup. Next, we're going to take out these two Phillips head screws out of this bracket. I need to get another screwdriver. Now we're going to take these two Phillips head screws out. They are somewhat snug, primarily because they've never been taken out. This is the original battery on this 2000 2020 model Promaster van that Winnebago turned into a 2021 Travato KL. K is the floor plan, which means it's got the twin beds, and the L means that it's lithium. This is not a lithium battery that we're removing. This is the chassis battery. And it is dead. All right, now that we have those two screws out, we're going to take out the red bracket. I'm using the number 10 open end wrench just because it's a little bit tight, too tight in this box area to be able to use a ratcheting tool. I want this to be opened wider,
Okay.
so that when I put the new one on, it'll be easier to put it on.
All right.
All right, that's all I'm gonna do for now. All right.
I think you're going to have to get in here and sit down on the seat.
Probably, maybe. So we've got two handles here. And the battery is heavy. You may notice this tube. Don't have to worry about it now. Just leave it in there. There's also a plug over here. Don't worry about it. We're going to leave it in there, and they will go on the new battery. So we don't have to worry about them until we get the new battery and we're ready to install it. Are we filming, Mr. DeMille?
Uh-huh. That was almost as bad as Kathy's battery. I think hers was worse, though.
All right. There is a hang-up point right there where everything seems to hang up. So from the positive side of the battery, you'll see there's this little plug here, and we're just going to pull it out. I'm going to use a screwdriver to hopefully be better able to pull it out. Yeah, there it comes. Just easily turning the screwdriver to pull it out. And we got to save this because it's going to go in the same place in the new battery.
I don't want to have to look for this.
And then from the negative side, there is this drain hose. Positive, the red, goes next to the door. Red wires, red. Black is the negative, the minus sign, black. I'm going to leave all these little things on here until we get it in the hole. Now we have already put this guy in, and we put the plug in over here on the positive side. Okay. Now I got to get my feet out of the way. And if you remember when I pulled this out, it was really tight.
No, I don't remember.
Maybe it'll go this way. Let's see.
May have to use your feet to push it.
I might have to use the foot. For people who play golf, they call that a foot wedge. All right, that worked. Now if I can get my foot out. Now, hang on. There we go.
Doesn't that tube need to go through that hole?
Yes, but I can't do both of those things at one time.
Well, it wasn't in that hole to start with.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Okay.
But it needs to be.
I need the flashlight there if you don't mind. All right.
There we go. Now it's through the hole.
Yeah, now it's through the hole.
Yeah, I guess the other one, I don't know what it's
And
for.
right down there, you can see there's a little wedge that keeps the battery from sliding back and forth, east and west, which means door to door. Okay, and now we're going to reassemble, starting over here with the positive. I'll start with the red stuff. You gotta take and so this wire stuff goes down in there, and this that sure went down a whole lot easier than it came off.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I know reading about when people have changed the batteries, things have gone haywire, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that they didn't tighten up all these things as tight as they should have.
Well, I'm not going to offer my hypothesis of why that is, but I have one. I don't want anybody to take anything that I say the wrong way, so. The little broken one was on the side of the back door. And then I got to get my screwdriver, Phillips head. And then the other screw. Let's see, I think now the next step was that we put this back on before we hook up the negative side. Now there are a couple of ears here, so there's an ear here, they're hard to see, here's another one, and they're going to go into this part, and there's a corresponding piece over here that's difficult to see, but trust me, that's what I'm doing. And you can see these two ears, they're lockers. They lock it. Yeah, I know, I'm being tedious, right?
No,
oh,
this thing is floppy.
Okay. All right. And now we have to remove this protective cap. And reinstall the negative terminal. Okay, just like that. You can take that key out so Bernie will be quiet. All right. This goes here, is gonna hook here, and similarly on the back side it will hook. I'm gonna take the nut from here, and then the handle, which is used to hold the battery down, and it is a 13 millimeter. You do want to get this snug, because if you don't, it's going to rattle around like that.
Yeah, we don't want that.
And that'll drive me crazy. And the crazy lady will be driven crazy as well. To reposition the floorboard panel, guide the tabs into the retention slots circled in yellow while pushing the panel forward. Then lower the back of the panel to position it for tightening of the 6 locks. Well, that's it for today. I hope you got something out of this video, and thanks to Kelly for doing the filming. And I cut out the parts where she was yelling at me. See ya.